Boom! Issue number 2. What's up, everyone? Christian here with another issue of Maximum Inventory. Last week, we introduced the new segment from Heroic Enemy, where we discuss everything we pick up from the comic book store about comics, anywhere from anime, manga, anything we decide to pick up. And this week I'm going to show you my picks and some things to look forward to, and just let us know what you think about this new segment. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. And first, a word of wisdom from Yoda. When 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not. Thanks, Yoda. Alright, guys, so I'm going to start with my more obscure titles and moving on to the stuff that I actually collect. So, first up is Spawn, issue number 1. Last week I discussed how, as a child, I just loved these Spawn comics. I had a lot of them, actually, and unfortunately someone threw them away when I was moving out of my dad's and everything. So, this is issue number 1, which I actually don't have. I have a lot of issues from 10 to 50, but I don't have some of the earlier ones. So I was kind of stoked when I saw that the comic book store that David and I frequent in Davis had 2 issue number 1s. I picked up one of them. As you can see, it was $5, which is kind of steep, but in pretty good condition. The second title that I picked up was Street Fighter vs. G.I. Joe. I was really hesitant to get this, obviously, because it's $4.99, and it's, I don't really get a lot of IDW comics, but this one is freaking awesome because it's Street Fighter and G.I. Joe, like 2 things I absolutely just love. And I've, loved Street Fighter since the second one. That's the one I grew up playing. And I've loved G.I. Joe since I was a kid. I had those little tiny G.I. Joe action figures. I used to set them up and have, like, wars and battles with my dad in the room and stuff. And a lot of them were his original ones from the 80s. And so this is the variant cover B, which I absolutely love because it's in 8-bit. And apparently when they release all, I think it's 5 or 6 of these, they're going to fit side by side, the illustration, and it'll just keep going on and on. This is the very left of the landscape portrait, I guess, and then the rest of it will go on and on. So it's really excited to see this. The other covers are cool, but I like this one the best because it has a really retro feel to it. Kind of reminds me, G.I. Joe and Transformers had a collab, I believe, in the 80s, and I had a couple of those issues when I was young. Since I have since lost those, unfortunately, but that was a really cool run. And so yeah, those 2 are good, and I'm looking forward to seeing this. This actually came out last week, and David remembers being in the comic book store with me, and I was going back and forth. I had it in my hand, and I was like, I'm not going to get this week. So those are those 2 most obscure ones out of the 5 that I picked up this week, which leads me to my next one, which is Uncanny X-Men 4. Came out this week. Psylocke on the cover. It is one of David's favorite female Marvel heroes, and I can almost guess as to why it would be his favorite. So Psylocke on the cover. Haven't actually read this one yet. I just picked it up today. I've read everything else but this one, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing where they take the new Uncanny run. So stay tuned for that. Next one. Dun, 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 dun. Darth Vader 17. I have every issue of this series up to this one, obviously, and also the Star Wars General I have in entirety as well, and this one was really good. I really liked what they've done with this Vader series a lot, and I'm a huge Darth Vader fan. He's actually my favorite Star Wars character. I know I got Yoda chilling over here, Master Yoda, but Vader's my favorite. And I love the art in the Vader cover arts. I mean, all of them are good in Star Wars, but these are just hands down the coolest because just good to see Vader in a lot of different landscapes and stuff. So that's cool. You got the snow stormtrooper there. You got the AT-ATs. It's like looks like you got the pilots there. The TIE wing, the TIE fighters, and it's just really cool. I love the illustration. It's kind of, some of it has a really retro like color scheme to it, with like really like bright pastels and stuff, and kind of that kind of hazy, kind of fuzzy outline to it. I really like what they do with that. So one of the ones I'm most excited about seeing carry out. And plus, it's Marvel's a new run for Star Wars, so it'll be interesting to see what they add to the canon, if you know what I mean. And the last one, last but definitely not least, Old Man Logan, number 3. Okay, so as I've been talking about, this is one of my favorite current runs. Obviously, since the death of Wolverine, I've been crying myself to sleep every night. But this has turned out to be really good, and I've actually been really surprised that I like it. Old Man Logan is now in the past. Last year's run, he had made it through the future through like some trans-dimensional travel and some weird, just a lot of weird timelines that were really hard to follow, but it turned out to be cool. Now he's trying to stop Red Skull, Doctor Doom, and Bruce Banner. And really cool. I guess you can probably guess who he meets in this issue. I've already read through it. I don't want to spoil it too much. So definitely give it a read. I'm a huge Wolverine fan, so I have a bias already, but it's really good, and I'm really excited because I think it's rumored that Wolverine 3 will actually try to base itself off of the character of Old Man Logan. I don't see how they could use the actual content of the comic storyline because of how, well, I don't want to say convoluted, but how massive it is, because it's kind of part of the whole Secret Wars event, and that would be really hard to try to shoehorn into like one movie. So I'm guessing they're going to do a film adaptation, which is, you know, typical of any cinematic rendition where they create an original storyline to it. But you know, I'm excited regardless. I like Wolverine. Old Man Logan's really cool because, as you know, Wolverine's not technically immortal. He just ages slower. So in this particular Wolverine, in this particular universe, he's older, and so you can guess he's hundreds of years old by now. So that's the last of 5 that I've picked up. So these are the 5. Look forward to more. They're actually releasing another Vader by the end of the month, which is cool. They'll have 2 Darth Vaders for the month of March, which is cool. I'm guessing that's probably only because February is a shorter month than the others. But that's it. That's all I have for this week. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you picked any new comics up this week or recently that you want to talk about. Let me know what you think about this segment too. I mean, this is the 2nd issue, and we really just are trying to add diversity to the channel. So let me know what you guys think, and any recommendations for any comics either too. I'm open to that. I have a couple bucks I can throw around to check out a different series too. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and looks like our inventory is full. So until next time, Heroic Enemy out.